Oh, hello. I'm Lynne Rosenberg, and here we are again, taking out some trash. So it's been a while. Don't worry, I've been here, still pissed off, never stop being. There's a breakdown I saw today that is so subtle in its problematic language. I'm actually not even really mad at the particular project. I think this has become so commonplace and so baked into the language that we use in casting that I really can't even hold fault. Well, maybe I can. But for now, I'm not going to hold fault on the particular project. This is something so subtle that I think even I have sort of accepted it over the years, and it's only now as I'm 40 and grow more and more irate that I realize how much we have to change this from the ground up. Woman 1, 20 to 35 years old, all ethnicities female, powerful leading lady with sex appeal. Good dramatic and comic versatility. That's one. Woman 2, 35 to 55 years old, all ethnicities female, character woman with good acting range and comedic instincts. So this is pretty common. You have a woman referred to as number 1 who is young and whose physical attributes are mentioned specifically in a casting notice. And then you have a woman who is referred to as number 2 who often is either not given the benefit of attractiveness, and also is usually older, and also is referred to as a character. So there's a couple things I want to talk about. The first is the use of the term sex appeal. Although it's not quite as bad as the term MILF, which I believe inserts a content maker into a breakdown by saying, "Mom, I'd like to." I do think utilizing the word sex appeal assumes that there is one standard and that we as an audience should want to have sex with this woman with or without her consent. I'm sure critics would say I'm being oversensitive, but I think there is a problem with this language being in casting. I think there's a problem with the word attractive being in casting. All of these terms assume a subjective I. And I would argue that that I is male and cis and hetero, and probably also non-disabled and neurotypical as well. But the thing that's a little more subtle that I want to look at is number 1 and number 2. So I'm a number 2. I've always been a number 2. And I'm classified as such for a variety of reasons. I'm short. I'm stocky. I'm funny. Even when I was 20 to 35, I never fit into the mold of what this version of a human was allowed to be on a stage or a screen. Now, this version of what we are told a human can be on a stage or a screen is the one who is in romantic relationships, is the one deserving of love, is the one generally deemed what normal is in the world of the project. And the person that is this human we're told is allowed to be in a world often has no love interest, often is there to fulfill either a narrative or supportive role for this human. My real issue is this 1 and 2. I think subconsciously, or maybe consciously, we are embedding in our structures, in our narrative structures, that this kind of human is better and higher in the hierarchy than this kind of human. Again, this is a subtle problem, but I'm going to tell you, I'm really sick of being called number 2, and I think there's a ton of humans out there who are sick of being called number 2. What if we just take the hierarchy out of these projects? And don't suggest we call them woman A and woman B, because we know what that means as well. What if you gave them names? Just a thought. But however you solve the problem, maybe let's stop ranking humans in our casting and our narrative structures.